Hi everyone, welcome on board to SUPP0RT, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact.
I want you to listen to this article and we can discuss about it. Of course, you drop your comments in the section below. And before we begin this, I'll tell you this: I am not a supporter of one Nigeria. It's a fraud. It's a contraption that should never have existed. I'm in support of the first step, which is a break. I'm not saying that is a solution to what we have in Nigeria. It is just the first step towards the solution. And the next step is very important. We all have to look inwards because there are a lot of very, very typical Nigerians that are going to be part of the new nation. And they might want to replicate the same thing that we have in this huge contraption in the smaller nation that we are going to have. Among the Igbos is a long-held sentiment about the Yorubas, and it stems from the Civil War. And a lot of people do not understand things that happened during the Civil War, that there were Yorubas that were part of the Biafran War. I mean, they were on the side of the Biafran fighting to help Igbos. A lot of people do not know any of these things. They do not know that there are people that have died there too. They think it's more or less we against them alone. And a lot of people do not even know that there are Igbos, there are Biafrans that were with the Nigerian army, that were with Nigeria, either as politicians, that were against Biafra. Anyway, this article is about why Igbos should forget the past and massively support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the man that right now, from all indications, he might be creating a new party to get the 2023 vision, if that is what it is, if he wants to become president. Now, they said the sentiment between the Igbos and the Yorubas came as a result of the Civil War, where some of them might mistakenly believe that all the Yoruba peoples are backbiters and untrustworthy, and their words must be taken with a pinch of salt. These sentiments has been passed down from parents to offspring over the years to an extent that it has shaped how the two groups view each other. To an extent, this sentiment is built on which side of history one is viewing from, like I said initially. From the perspectives of the Igbos, Yoruba people led by Obafemi Awolowo betrayed the Igbos. And we are talking about one person, Obafemi Awolowo, who has his own enemies even among his own tribes, who are people who do not agree to him. Now, the claim that Awolowo betrayed Igbos, and these Igbos were led by Odumegu Ojukwu. The Igbos believe if Awolowo had kept his words, Yorubas would have seceded alongside them, and their combined forces would have made the breakaway much more possible. The Yorubas told a different historical perspective of what happened in 1967. To them, Ojukwu was pursuing a selfish agenda and only wanted the backing to use the Yoruba people, and believing that he has more cunningness or tricks inside of him. These are the opinions of some Yorubas, that he wanted to use Yoruba people without putting anything on the table to assure them of what both of them will get when they move. Thus, as a result of this failure to reach a middle common ground between Awolowo and Ojukwu, Awolowo did what he felt was best for his own people. Now, it is important to know that in 1967, Nigeria still practiced a strong regional form of government, and regional heads unabashedly championed the growth and development of their people in what many have come to see as healthy competition, meaning your leader is the one that decides for you. Thus, while Ojukwu did what he felt was best for himself and his own people, it is also said that Awolowo also did what is best for his own people, having looked at what Ojukwu is presenting to him, and he felt like, I think something is going to happen later with this, without this proper plan, without having anything, a buffer for us to rely on in case things go bad or these people kind of sell us out. So I think we should not. This is not an attempt at historical we are not trying to revision history here, but only to identify the standpoint where relationship began to strain between Yorubas and Igbos. Since the Civil War, both regions have found it difficult to politically cooperate, except in 2015, when that happened, it ended up being for the good of some people, they say Nigerians, and the same thing they said should be replicated 2023. Well, it's even as bad as getting married although things are changing a little bit. In 1999, Olusegun Obasanjo was the foremost presidential candidate who ran on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. He was, however, not the consensus candidate of the Yoruba people, as Olufayaraye was the preferred candidate and not Olusegun Obasanjo that was pushed on the people. Probably they felt that they were using him to compensate, or the MKO, or they felt that Obasanjo is a man that listens to the drums of the North. Now, although Obasanjo won on the back of massive support, like I said, from the North, he was never considered a Yoruba president in the real sense of someone whose presidency received support of his people or positively affected their lives. Now, in 2011, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan contested for presidency and he won. Contrary to what many thought, Jonathan's victory came largely from his dominance in the South rather than the North. He won all the states in the South except Osun State, which was won by Nuhu Ribadu. His main opponent, Muhammadu Buhari, won massively in the core North. Significantly, the Yorubas of the South-West largely voted for Jonathan, despite the fact that the Action Congress of Nigeria led by Bola Tinubu was gaining ground and affirming itself as a strong regional party. But yet, the Yorubas in the Southwest voted for Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, a Biafran. You see how this is go. Now, in Lagos, for example, the ACN won governorship election, but the people still voted Jonathan as their presidential candidate. Ultimately, Jonathan's victory came on the back of the support from the Southwest, the Southeast, and the South-South. It should be significantly noted that in the eye of the average Yoruba person, Jonathan is an Igbo man. Even if people say, oh, no, he's not a real Igbo man, they just added a Ebele. The truth of the matter is that he could have just gotten Ebele. Ebele is not a name that is that we can connect to a Yoruba person. Now, to them, they do not care. He's a Biafran, he is an Igbo man, or he is from the Southeast, and all of them should be one. To them, anyone who is not Yoruba is either an Hausa or an Igbo. Any other one is nowhere. Thus, Jonathan was perceived as an Igbo person. When the Southwest electorate voted for him, Jonathan also did not shy away from what he also described as his Igbo heritage by emphasizing his middle name. Now, Jonathan lost in the 2015 presidential election was based on the fact that many felt that he did not live up to the expectation, especially in his inability to curb corruption. Corruption was flying right, left, and center. He once said that stealing is not corruption. What the hell is this? He said it in Canada. He said it loud and clear that stealing is not corruption. I was wondering how a zoologist, at least he has education, how he would have said such. Stealing is not corruption. Now, I wanted to now look at it like, is this saying stealing is not corruption, meaning that if a mother steals food for his children, that is not corruption. But it was being asked in context of politics, of government. Stealing is corruption. Simple as ABC. Now, with this, a lot of people felt that he has lived lesser than what they expected. Also, now when you look at all of this, the rising Boko Haram attacks also contributed to Nigerians' decision to vote in a former ruler, a dictator, a military man that they felt that he is an astute, a Muslim, a man that never stole. They saw that integrity, and they brought in Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the present president of Nigeria, popularly known as Jibril al-Sudani, hoping that he would fight and crush Boko Haram. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Some Igbo people on social media sometimes blame the Yorubas for Jonathan's 2015 loss, saying he was voted out of office because of the anti-Igbo sentiments. They forgot, however, that the same people voted for Jonathan in 2011 and also felt that he had not done enough in 2015 to give him a second opportunity. Thus, the victory of Buhari in 2015 was not an anti-Igbo expression, but a move based on current event and had nothing to do with ethnicity. If not, the Yorubas would never have brought in, or the Yoruba monarchs would never ever have supported Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Now, since Bola Tinubu, a name started becoming prominent, people started talking about him. People are talking about 2023 presidential election. Some Igbos under different groups have come up to reject his candidacy even before he has said anything. they made reference to the fact that his brother Jonathan was not given a chance by the Yorubas, led by their brothers. Jonathan was never given a chance. And they said a lot of things. Others also make reference to the fact that Peter Obi, an Igbo man, was not given an opportunity by the Southwest when he was Atiku presidential running mate in 2019. Thus, they will replicate the same come 2023. This is sad. This is a very sad one. The Southeast, however, needs to put its narrative to rest and understand the fact that political support in Nigeria has moved beyond ethnic divide. The ethnicity of a presidential candidate has not in any way affected how the Yoruba cast their vote in presidential elections, and this is evident from 1999 till date. While Tinubu presidential participation might gather a lot of Yoruba support, it will likely more be because, maybe some might say, because of his antecedent or performance in the past, whatever it is. The Southeast, according to this article, needs to forgive Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they need to embrace his political expertise, as they believe that he has some loyalists and that they should support him, that he has brought a lot of people perform excellently. He has brought people like Babatunde Fashola, Kayode Fayemi, Rauf Aregbesola, and some also for that. Although there have been complaints that Igbos in Lagos have been marginalized, this has not stopped the few from occupying either political or party leadership in the state. Yes, Lagos State has people that are Igbos that are in politics, which you will never find in any, and I mean any, other state. What's your opinion as regards this? Drop it in the comment section.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.